My wallet is sobbing. I can hear it. I can hear it in the hall now. It is breaking down, crying.
It turns out that Attila, the arrogant so-and-so, he's got a fake hammer.
Oh, a fake?
Yeah.
Whoa. As I say, dick.
So, Route 66 was a very famous road running across a vast swathe of America. An icon, replaced in time by a modern highway network. Progress has no sentimentality, as we all know. On episode 66 this week, we travel to a different transport system, Outpost Zaxxius, which lies between the circles of Cosmerium. We have the figures in hand, and we're going to go through them all and give it our verdict. That sound good, Mal? Cosmic Legions episode?
Yes, very good to me. To rip off Robo. Any day you get to play is a good day.
I like it. And just to clarify for the audience, myself and Mal have our all-ins in hand. Rich made a mess of ordering them and didn't order an all-in direct, so he doesn't have them in hand.
Screw you two.
I'm not sure a mess is fair. Made alternative arrangements.
Yeah. Who was to know? You know, it's funny that I was listening back, or not listening back, but I was looking back through our episodes to see when we talked about this drop, you know, because I remember talking about it, and it was in episode 3. So that's really early on in the podcast, early April last year. And it'd be interesting to, I think I remember Mal was pretty happy with the specs, and Callie and Shun, he's definitely his top 2. Obviously, Rich, you don't have them, but you're a Manny Faces kid, so
Oh yes,
that was and I can, spoiler alert, confirm that he's pretty good.
excellent.
Although he has been out there, I mean, people, you know, maybe find it strange that this figure is dropping now when they've seen it a lot out and about, because it was in PowerCon early drop last year.
It's a funny one though, isn't it? Because even though I've had the opportunity to pick him up, I couldn't bring myself to do it, knowing I was already getting him. So yeah.
And now you're going to try and find double somewhere.
Probably. Spoiler.
But you know, if you have him on pre-order, you don't want to be paying over the odds just to get him early. I mean, if you're at PowerCon, or, you know, if you can get it for the retail price, sure, but anything more than that, considering it's pretty much just a different package. This guy is not even an exclusive piece, so you're not missing if you had to wait till now. So any crack at you boys? Rich, you've been busy with work, I hear.
Busy with work, yeah. It's been frustratingly busy. I was up in North Wales visiting my mum at the weekend, which was lovely. But it's 5-hour drive each way. Busy as hell when I'm up there. I was working when I was up there. Came back down Tuesday evening, and I'd just been flat out with work.
Ouch.
I finished working like 6:30 over today, so but I'm done tea and everything like that. It was just like 10 minutes to open one action figure before we podcast. So I've had an awful lot of stuff arrive this week. Too much, judging by the look I'm getting from my lovely lady wife. Whenever a parcel arrives, but I just had a chance to open any of it.
Well, they've arrived and you're still alive, so that's a good sign, isn't it?
Yes, hopefully.
So what have you got in? You got obviously Savage Crucible, which
all
is
my
hot
Savage
right
Crucible.
now.
So that was 14 figures split across 4 boxes. So that made it look even worse. Thanks for that, Savage Crucible. Although on the plus side, I didn't get any import duty because they marked them low value. So
okay,
that was nice.
Kudos for that.
Then I had a GI. Well, it's not my fault. I didn't ask him to. Then I had a GI Joe classified figure arrive. So that's 5 parcels. And then I had 3 from AliExpress. Again, was one order, and they sent it in 3 separate things. So it looks like I've been ordering for the last 25 years rather than just a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, well, after a couple of beers at an evening.
Yeah.
Well, once we get through the Legion stuff, we might get a couple of your thoughts, first impressions on Savage Crucible. You haven't had a proper look, so maybe when you've had a proper look, you can really report back. But
yes, we'll do. Absolutely.
Your first, you opened 1 or 2 of them, I think, already. So we can definitely get your first impressions. And Mal, you've you had some good news in relation to the Mezco turtles.
I did. Fingers crossed.
Not the cartoon ones now that dropped this
Not
week,
the-
the
no.
original ones.
They were quite cool, I've got to say. I saw a lot of criticism of them, and I thought they were quite cool, but I just literally the same day, Emporium of Cool dropped me an email to say they'd managed to get me a set of the turtles. Did I still want them? Which of course was like, yes, I'll sell my body on the corner and then, have even more debt because I owe somebody some money. But yeah, so I jumped on that, and they should be showing up tomorrow. They actually turned up with them yesterday. And
that'll be a good weekend, so.
Yeah. Really excited.
Yeah. So just in case people don't remember, so you had pre-ordered them and then I had been told that they'd been short-stocked. And
that's it, by the UK Mezco distributor. It sounds like they'd put their feelers out to parts of Europe and see if anyone had any overstock that they could buy off them. So fair play to Emporium of Cool. That's customer service.
Exactly. The official Legions supplier as well in the UK. So they've managed to do you solid. So it was a genuine story. It wasn't, I'm sure there was conspiracy theories going, oh yeah, they saw they were good on eBay. So they were in proper places don't do that. They just don't do it.
No, I do, I think a lot of places had been shorted and
clearly
produced
so
them in the quantities
purely on Mezco there, and yet they dropped these cartoon turtles that are actually in stock, which is that's a tough one to swallow if you've been short stocked on.
Well, I think I also think they've dropped them too soon, really, as well, because they're not cheap. And I know there are, and they might have thought, oh well, we'll get a few out for people who missed out, but I think they fulfill different needs. If I wouldn't have wanted them instead of the ones I've got, they're a different thing because of the colours and the animated look to me. So,
well, they've sold them out, so I guess their business model doesn't really matter, does it, to them? Because they're not in the Four Horsemen school of engaging with customers and building a community. They're in the I like money, print me money school of FOMO.
FOMO's a strong thing, and I think that's what sold a lot of them based on the comments I was seeing.
Absolutely. Rich has not FOMO'd me, but he has influenced me enabled me to get a NECA Alf from AliExpress. So that's on the way soon. That's kind of the only other non-Legions related stuff that I've dabbled in.
Mine's in the hall in one of the many boxes I've received this week.
Oh, very good. And I managed to do a trade in the European group for another Calavius.
Nice, you got it.
And I picked up a Shadow Elf Ranger for you, Mal.
Oh, awesome, thank you. We'll sort that one out.
That was a bit of back and forth. I knew what you wanted, so I just had to see if I could get that done. So I did. So
you're a star, thank you.
No problem. Right, shall we start into then looking at the Figgy Wiggy Wigs? That reminds me of I think it's Blackadder's Christmas Carol or something. There's a song. Piggy Wiggy 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 Woo.
John, just before we start this, and this is me probably being very unobservant, how long have you had that Eurolegions microphone cover?
Oh, not that long. I actually have some for you as well that I'm sending over with the pins.
I was looking at it going, that's Eurolegions, and it's like it's probably there a month. I probably just missed it every time.
It actually, because I had the camera on this kind of slightly blurred mode, you couldn't read what was on it until tonight. I decided to try this. So I have got ones for you guys. You've ruined the surprise now, sorry.
I'm the kid that went looking for Christmas presents, I'm sorry.
Sponsored by our lovely Patreons, so you can thank them.
Thank you, Patreons.
And you can go around Legions Con with a microphone with the Your Legions cover like a news reporter.
Sticking my muff in people's faces.
Oh, man. I didn't know you had one. Right. So we've gone through these before, I guess, and read. We've definitely read about the lore and stuff, and we can maybe recap it on that in the future when more cosmic stuff starts to happen. So we're just looking at our impressions of the figures and in hand. So I had a good. I unboxed all mine, and I basically, instead of taking photos from the wonderful Four Horsemen website as usual, I've actually taken some photos and done a few things, so we can talk around those. And obviously Mal has had a good look at his. I think you actually probably were onto yours even beforehand, and he's got them.
John, can I just say at this point, the photos absolutely do them justice.
It was like, obviously I'm taking photos with my phone, so nowhere near a photographer, and I use just editing program to remove the kitchen table in the background of this one, for example. But what I was trying to photograph in this was obviously just the figures and how they look, but also trying to get the colors, how you would actually experience them as figures, as opposed to, beautiful kind of nicely lit shots that, are great in toy photography. So this should be what it looks like on your shelf, give or take, So the colors so the first one we have up is the Tusk Pilot. And he is probably, for me, Mal, one of the best paint jobs in a figure I've seen. Just how coherent it is, how metallic the red is, how beautifully smooth that metallic is. And then the red cloth pieces kind of really accent it really well, and it just comes together to being this incredible looking figure.
Yeah, the red, you hit it. I mean, I know that was talked about a lot when they were shown off, but until you get it in hand, you don't know for sure, do you? But yeah, that red is so shiny. It sort of takes you back. Yeah. How shiny they've managed to make it, and it does look metallic. If you didn't know it was plastic, you'd think they might have done die cast in parts of it.
I was going to say, it's got that die cast look, isn't it? Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, it's die cast until you pick it up and realize it's plastic. So I think the job is done there. This is the first figure I've really messed with in Cosmic Legions where I used the tubes and connected them, to the pads and the belt and the we see you there, Mal, with yours. I'm just going to put you big on the screen here.
I was just showing that I've done mine, so it goes like they've got him set up on the side over his shoulders and into his back.
So you can connect them into multiple of places, including into the collar piece, which is pretty cool as well. And they got ports on the side of the kind of waist piece.
I absolutely love the port system in Cosmics. I think I love it. I mean, you see on that one, I've got his gun on his belt, and I just love that you can do that. And
you can just put them wherever. Get in. You got to load more of those little clear, translucent little port adapters. So
they're the wing adapters of Cosmics.
You'll be finding them in when you're clearing when you're cleaning out your room. The once a year that I do it anyway. You'd be finding these in 5 years' time going, what is this again? Oh, yeah, it's those Cosmic Legions.
Just don't put a post up on the Cosmic Bar. What are these?
It'll be a funny post. It'll be fun. You also get this little back adapter piece that you can port out more stuff into, which is very, very cool because I think with that chest kind of collar piece, you can't kind of port it into that. So very nicely done.
Yes, I'm intrigued.
Mal.
Sorry, I was just just mentioning that. I am intrigued what we might get in the future that can slot down through the hole in it. It's almost like a flag or something could go there, but you wouldn't think we'd have flags in Cosmic, but you never know.
You never know. And the problem with this guy is you kind of it's limitless how many you could need, want, get, army build. You show him there, Mal, with the alternate head. Then I actually didn't take a pic of that.
So I'm really torn. This is where I'm sort of might need another one, is because I'm really torn which head to display. And I think this blue head, it just pops against that red armor and just, the contrast of the blue and the red. And I think that's possibly the best version of that head they've done so far. Yeah,
the kind of wet look they have on it in it is really nice. Yeah. It works really well with those colours as well.
Yeah. The other thing I'd quite like to do with the other head is Joe Vassapolo showed off how it looks if you painted the inside of that visor, and it just looked really cool. But then, of course, I'd want one that was stock and paint.
Yeah, so the provisional retail street date for these is the 27th of June so far. Given that the all-ins are a bit earlier than they expected, and the rest of the figs probably take a bit longer before they ship them.
Yeah. I must admit, I jumped on Big Bad and pre-ordered one just because I didn't have to pay straight away.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to maybe see what comes in the meantime.
Yeah.
And then we'll see around then. And then it's a question, if these are on the table at Legions Con, I'll be definitely getting a few.
Yeah,
and
I could.
Unbox them, throw the boxes and stuff away, so you can easily fit them in the suitcase. You don't need the boxes. It's not like the exclusives. Rich, you were excited to get this guy, or you're looking forward to getting him?
I think he's behind the Operative 83. That's my second favourite. I was looking forward to. So far from what I've seen, it doesn't seem to disappoint. It looks incredible.
No, it's excellent.
Quick question for you guys: the front of the chest plate.
Yeah,
does that stick out quite a long way? Because one of the heads I was thinking of putting on one of mine was quite a long head with not a beard, but a lot coming off the chin, sort of thing. Would that work with that, or is that chest piece going to get in the way?
It's probably it's potentially, you can see that the front of the head there does kind of dip into it.
Yeah,
there is a little bowl there where there is some space for like the chin, so to speak. But
okay, well, change plans.
But have you got a Sligo?
Yes, is it the same chest bag? Okay,
yes, yeah.
I will try. I will try the head out.
The same as Sligo. Right. So there you go. And would you be inclined to your army build these a bit, or do you have a story with maybe 2 or 3 of them in a team, or?
Yeah, so I've already got, as well as keeping one as it is, which I may well now display with that head, Mal, because it looks incredible, the blue head.
It really does.
Yeah, there's a couple of others I need as well for customs, so yeah. I'll definitely be getting a few of these. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see myself in the Legions Con with 5, 6, 7 of these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this kind of begs to have a little cockpit diorama piece or something to go with it, or, inside of a, spaceship kind of diorama or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Not a full, I'm just looking up the space I have, not a full ship, although that would be cool. That would be cool. But, or, even the diorama guys, obviously it's maybe time to start making some more cosmic dioramas, but it's a different thing,
Well,
it's
you could make it
and angles.
Sort of the same profile as, say, a throne piece, but with maybe a bit at the front or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, something around that size. Just so that you could take pictures of them in the cockpit or whatever, would be.
Yeah, because you can Photoshop whatever you want behind it, can't you? So as long as you've got the actual, as Mal said, throne size thing with just, control unit or something ahead of it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Callian Shun, an absolutely beautiful figure. 2 main display options here is the helmeted with the soft goods, or the unhelmeted head, where you have to dispense with the soft goods. The unhelmeted head doesn't work with the soft goods because it's got the hair going down the back, and it just doesn't. It wouldn't fit. it's not designed to fit. So, yeah. Did she meet your expectations, Mal? Then your lofty expectations, I would say.
Absolutely, big time. She looks beautiful. The colours again are so nice. The combinations of colours. I'm torn again which head to use because they both look so good at the moment. I've gone with the helmeted head and the cape because, as I said previously, and even more when it's in hand, it reminds me of Leia in the bush. Disguise or bounty hunter outfit, whatever you want to call that. And as such, I've then given her the little staff because it reminds me of like the gun staff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's fantastic. I love the use of the Mythic's parts to give that slight variation. And honestly, that torso piece, you wouldn't know it was a Mythic.
Oh, that works fine. Yeah, that works fine.
Yeah,
with the
just looks like some sort of plate armor with a leather vest underneath, doesn't it, or something? So yeah, she's absolutely meets my expectations.
I also think the pauldron you get is that little turtle kind of shell one that you get with the Iocipiton, and it works really well because it's a cosmic pauldron in the first place. I wouldn't want a Mythic's Knight type of pauldron. Maybe there wouldn't really work. So this works really good. Even though you have the Mythic armored arm on that side, but I think it's painted in a way, and you've got the greaves, the wrist piece that is cosmic. So it puts you back in it there. The head sculpt, the unhelmeted head sculpt, is amazing. Hard to believe that that's the same as Thrace. Is that right?
That's it. Yeah.
It's Thrace. Yeah.
Head.
Yeah.
But as you say, you wouldn't know it.
Only the shape of the hair, you'd go, oh, that's familiar. But the rest, I do find, and I can't remember with Thrace, but she does look like she's got a little bit of a grin, or a little bit of a smug kind of grin.
Smirk. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. There's enough stern-faced looking characters. We're happy if one has a little smirk, pleased with their work. And the unhelmeted with the little letters on the thing, that's really nice. That's not something that'd be very easy to customize unless you had like a machine to do that,
Yeah.
Freehand is not very easy to do like that. So, and the soft goods are really good. Not a super fan of maybe the Velcro strap at the front. It's a little bit. It's
hard to get it done.
Yeah, nicely,
so that you can't see the Velcro, isn't it? But
you can see there in the picture I took. You still see the corner of the Velcro, but the wires are a good gauge. You can see. I didn't focus too much on the poses here. I was trying to just take pictures to show the figures, but you can see I got a good kind of flow to the cape, even if it's not perfectly posed or anything. But it works really well. Was she on your list, Rich?
She was low down, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a 2.0 character, isn't it?
They're usually your favourites.
Apparently so, yeah. But I obviously I'll get her, I'll display her. I think I'll probably display her with a helmeted head, and then I'll find a way to use an helmeted head in Mythics somehow.
Oh yeah,
I love the unhelmeted head. So as long as she's not in the same faction as Thrace, I think I can get away with that quite easily.
Yeah, even the paint job you could have in Mythics, no problem. We have all sorts of characters in Mythics, so
exactly.
Yeah, and her neck is the same colour as the head as well, so you get the neck piece that you could use. So.
Yeah, she could be like in the Legion of Arathyr or something quite easily. Some sort of demon, so yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love the shoulder pad to the pauldron.
Yeah.
Anything that looks turtly is good for me.
Exactly. We need to maybe get more lore about where these turtle type shells come from. Is there a planet? I mean, okay, maybe the Thraxian or Thraxon with that. What's the creature called again? Thraxian Scout? No, that's the lizard.
The
Lowland Scapeback.
He's a little bit reptilian, turtly. But
isn't this armor meant to come from the Fair Rocks though? So maybe they're covered in that sort of armor. Maybe.
Maybe
that's true. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
the Greys are an ancient race as well, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. We did a lot of cosmic lore around the episode 21 to 23, 4 mark. So if you want to skip back there at any stage in the future, you can get up to date on your cosmic lore. We've forgotten some of it, or I have anyway.
I'm really desperate to see the inside of that. I've forgotten her name. Callington's box. That sounds really bad. Her box that she comes in, the figure box, because Nate was doing the art for that at Intern last year.
Oh, was he?
That'd be interesting to see how much of that actually made it into the final inside box.
Okay. But I can leave the surprise up to you, or I can send you a picture later.
Send me pictures. That'll do.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Box is available.
Another one of our favorites. Never a bad time to get a Sphex. And this Sphex is sweet. Even my wife, when I showed her, I said, look at this guy. She's like, whoa, the colors are really good. Really cool. And I didn't really have the time or whatever to kind of pose them up with the weapon. So I just took a picture of it here just to show it. The paint on the weapon is, all the paint, it just looks like the prototypes. So you can't say fairer than that. This stuff. It's really nicely done. Nice little bit of weathering in this kind of minor type tool thing here. Was it hammer? You call it a hammer?
I guess
drill.
Drill.
Yeah.
It's more. So works really well. This guy is really cool, and the open. What you get here that's a bit different is the open mouthed head sculpt.
Of course, he had to use that one just because it is different to the others.
Yeah, but how have you got him laid out there, Mal? Shows
I've to make him a bit different again. I used the arms for this one.
Yeah, you get 4 sets of these little fiddly arms. How are your fingers after putting them in?
They were sore. I think they're still sore from it. They were difficult, but it's still.
Yeah, I left it for another day with that bit.
But the Zaxxians are my favourites. There's no question.
Yeah.
No, nearly crept in there, but
You getting a few of these, or?
I've already pre-ordered 6. This is the 6th one. It's because Jeremy did what he does of putting a squad's made of 5 of these guys with the arms and one leader with the wings.
You just need a big coal face diorama and kind of suspend a couple of these on fishing wire above it. Yeah. You can't really laugh, Rich, with the kind of getting 6 with one figure, can you?
I'm nothing if not hypocritical.
You're just proud of Mal. Let's be honest.
I am proud of Mal, yes. And I resisted Jeremy's law with the Relic Guard Templars too. I've only got 4 of those.
Oh.
So, despite his 12 rule,
I kind of have a feeling that those, not to bring us out, those weren't as popular as the other variations of the Templar. But maybe I
actually think they were the best ones of the Templars. Personally,
they're excellent. Yeah,
but yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
My only comment about this, 2 comments about the Zaxxian is. 1, it immediately made me want more variations. Like I said to you guys, more Sphex. I don't care if they do a Sphex with every wave. I buy them. But this fella could have benefited from a vertical hinge set of hands because it was really difficult getting that the drill in position, with particularly the one holding the upright
handle. Yeah,
the handle, yeah. But I love him anyway, I'm so glad I've ordered multiples. I probably could have waited till Legions Con, admittedly, but...
Yeah, but, I think that's the right way to do it if you want to get a good view of them, Legions Con is more of a icing on the cake for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, if there's, you know, the exclusives or stuff that's dropping around the time at LegionsCon, that's different. But, you know,
yeah,
we have plenty of time.
And they're big hefty boys to cart around, aren't they? So.
They are, yeah. Interesting thing about this figure is the actual body is a kind of black. It's not just a flat black. There is different shades of black and stuff on it. But maybe less, how would you say, if we're customizing, especially less of a sad thing to paint it, because you know, the beautiful kind of reddish and blue metallic of the other two Zaxxians that we've got so far was almost a shame to paint that armor. So
I see what
I think this is your opportunity here. Maybe if you want to accent, you know, up the armor here or do.
I'm really intrigued to see how well it goes with the Fisher Rice armor. And whether you just a little bit of adding purple here and there, because then you could have a Zaxxian member of I forget what they're called now, the Shadow
Purple Gang.
Purple Gang, yeah.
We're pandering to the Purple Gang.
We are.
Don't pander to them. Don't pander.
They're going to take over the world one day, I think.
They will.
Well, they have the right approach. They're doing everything with love, and they're trying to be positive, and I think that is
love and alcohol always works.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's nothing. A happy drunk is much nicer than an angry drunk.
Definitely.
Not saying that they're drunks either, but you know, they have on occasion. Van has had a drink, I think. Right. Anything more to say about this, Rich? You got a few of these on the way.
I've only got one actually. I think I was probably waiting to get this in hand to see what the black looks like. I was a little underwhelmed when it originally came out, but you know me. I said I wasn't bothered about Zaxxians, and I bought another Zaxxian block commander the other day because it was going cheap. So I'm up to 4 Zaxxians already, despite going nah.
Well,
so yes, so I'm sure I'll end up with a few of these.
I just like as many variations in color of these wings is always.
I was going to say that wing color is incredible.
The skin tone as well on them is, and the little touches of pink to purple,
and that kind of white is just, it's so smooth and beautiful. And
to me, looking at this picture, it's almost like a steak. So it's like that horror effect of like bones and flesh sort of thing in the wing color. Yeah. So yeah,
exactly. Right. Then we've got Scourge. Not the best pictures of him here, but
he's on a little boogie, John. He's on a little boogie. Look at him, he's shaking his stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just to get the kind of pictures of the detail. I mean, the paint job is phenomenal. If you look at the skirt piece here, kind of down just below the fur, they have this little. It's more like a rubberish kind of piece, or underneath. I thought that was strange or new, or I don't know what the purpose was there.
Don't remember seeing that ever at all. But I like it. It's a cool little. You could take
kind
off.
It kind of maybe makes it kind of takes the place of what would be maybe the actual loin piece on a kind of a Mythic figure, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Because you've got the soft goods fur there, but you know you could then use the fur slightly over to the side and still have this kind of covering the front, and it doesn't look stupid. So, the jaw opens as we saw on Arakagor, really nicely done, really nicely painted. I do like the Kragnar head on him. It's cool. It just looks like a dinosaur then. Yeah, Mal has got his Kragnar set up.
I love the Kragnar head.
And but I'll probably keep the just to keep it digging. I keep it the dragon. I like the Motu kind of element of this. But these type of figures, these size figures, I'd never probably need more than one. I'm happy to have one on my shelf, and that's awesome. And if I had an idea for custom, maybe to buy one, but you'd want a good idea for a custom to be doing that much bit repainting, because it's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm exactly the same issue with that. I think they're great, and I love having the ones I've got, and I'll always grab them if they're there.
Yeah.
And as I say, the Kragnar head I think is brilliant, but I don't need multiples of these figures at all, the bigger figures.
And after Rakagor, I think I've figured out how to do the tail. You don't pop them apart. You just lift up the torso a bit and just get the tail in under the soft goods.
Well, I struggled with doing that first thing, so I took him apart, and that was painful.
Yes, I was trying to avoid that at all costs because I had done that with Rakagor, and then realized that you could get it underneath. I think somebody had said it, and I was like, oh yeah. And yeah, it was a little bit of fiddling, and you may be slightly worried that if you kind of push it in the wrong direction, you could tear the thing, but it's not that fragile. The thing is really sturdy enough to hold. Is this one you picked up, Rich, or interested in picking up?
Yeah, definitely the one with the non Rakagor head. I prefer the other head for Cosmic, definitely. So then the decision for me is whether I want a second one to have another dragon, Mythics or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 3 spending part of me says yes. The tiny sensible part of me goes, no. Ogre scale take up a lot of room. You don't need another ogre scale.
Who's buying an extra and then another extra for an extra set of arms to make a Kragnar?
I'm sure some people will do that, which is the baller move, that one, it's fair to say.
The baller move. I suppose you could use the other pieces then maybe, but yeah. You'd be down a set of arms then there. I'm trying to do the maths. Yeah, you probably would. But I really like him. I was very excited about him when he came out. Obviously having gotten a Rakagor in the meantime, and this guy having been out for a while and kind of seen people with it, it does kind of take the excitement away from him compared to, say, the brand new figures. But really nice figure all the same. And well worth picking up if you're on the fence at all about this guy. He moves really well. I do find that my one criticism, and maybe it's criticism of the scale figures, is the weapons are a little bit like they're the kind of Mythic's ogre weapons. Plus, then do you have it there, Mal? The weapon?
The one that was meant to be like the whiplash.
Yeah.
Was it 2000X?
So it's a kind of a scimitar and a trident kind of shoved together.
Yeah.
For Mythics.
Yeah, I went with that one. Yeah. It's just a bit different to the other. So I went with that.
It's a weird scale for him, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, nitpicking there really with that, but yeah, I would like to see. And I know Kragnar has a specific weapon, and yeah, maybe it doesn't make sense to have that one. But some more ogre scale weapons would be nice in the future for the different cosmic and mythics. Righty-ho. We have Operative 83. Now what the one part swap I did here, or I did a couple here, but the one with the blue head from the pilot works really well on him. So Operative 83 is the Many-Faces homage tribute. The colours absolutely pop, Mal. He's incredible with the colours.
I was having seen him sort of again on tables and things for sale in the meantime, even though I didn't pick him up. He was one I was very excited to get because, as you say, the colours are so cool. He's one that I not only want some for, multiple head to display the different heads, but actually I'd quite like some to have the armour painted like that to maybe use for other things. Don't know what yet, but that might be a Legions Con job.
Yeah, so you get another dozen of Legions Con then, Mal.
Yeah, maybe not a dozen, but a few. Yeah.
A baker's dozen.
yeah.
13. So all the heads are great. I think my favourite's probably the vampire one, which is surprised me personally. When I got him in hand, I was like, wow, this is so good. But I like them all. The bubble helmet with the kind of other helmet works. The human head sculpt because it's Many-Faces, even though you don't want humans in. As Miriam Rich, it's it works.
Well, and in this case, he's not necessarily human, even though he looks human.
Yeah.
Is he? It's disguised, so you could say
That's true.
No.
That's what I'm telling myself, Mal, because I'm an absolute anti-human in Cosmerian person. But I think that's the favourite of the three heads for me. So yeah, I'll find a way.
And I tried a head swap here with the Zaxxian block commander on him. Now the colors don't match, but I did pop that on and think that could work for another type of build maybe in the future for them, where they use, because that's more of a robot head, it's not the organic Zaxxian head. And it worked scale wise. It just looks like a big head for kind of a sentry, but
well, that's it. There's nothing to say someone hasn't scavenged a Zaxxian mask, is there? So.
Yeah, exactly. And you just get the one gun with him painted in the orange color from his armor. That's what Many Faces had. So the main thing here is the accessories, and obviously you get a bunch of hands with him as well. But he really doesn't disappoint. I really like him. I could definitely see myself getting 3 to display the 3 different looks. And more, because you got different heads. But that body, no matter what way they paint it, it's like the original Sentry. You can just stick all your different head sculpts that are kind of not, just your standard human. And even then, but all the kind of funky head sculpts you got, stick it on that body and they look great.
They've
expect to see pictures of that coming from me when I get this.
This is it, isn't it? They've come up with this Tusk body because it's mostly associated with Tusk at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be sort of seen as a generic sci-fi body for someone who's not a cosmic fan, and anything works with it. It just works with everything. You can style it how you want. You can add bits. You can do this, that, the other, and it's a brilliant body. It
is, and I think it is their look now for Cosmic Legions. It is their signature look. You know, like the Stormtrooper would be the signature type of equivalent in Star Wars. I think this now in Cosmic Legions is the kind of signature kind of soldier body, which is awesome.
I think this and Novian Lean's kind of build will be the two sort of soldier military kind of bodies, I reckon.
Yeah. And I think Novian Lean body will lend itself to different type of characters as well.
Course,
but and this too, but they could be more. Yeah, that's more the bounty hunter, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So that's him. He's been out and about. People might have seen him. He came out in PowerCon, same as Scourge. Here is the alien. Altar Silovius.
Looking at him, I just want to get a 1/12 scale scooter and put him on it. He's basically a 60 mod, isn't he, from the UK? Look at that.
So I was about to say he's been hanging around with the football firms.
So
got his head tattooed.
This fella, the paint on the head is exactly like the prototype. You could nearly stick it up to the screen to the prototype on the website, and you got exactly the same. The paint goes all the way around the head. Looks really well. It's really, really nicely done. The soft goods are really good. You get three pieces. You get the kind of navy cloak. You get the kind of brown undercloak, and then there is a blue skirt piece which actually just goes in between the torso and the belt there, and it covers the whole lower legs. So that's how the soft goods work. And then I just did a picture of the body without the soft goods. Obviously, he's not meant to be like that, but you get to see all the pieces. And
he looks like, without his soft goods on, he looks like some sort of crazed crackhead. So he's really skinny and like, but then the face is like, oh my God, don't go anywhere near him. No, there's something dodgy about that. Don't go anywhere near him.
He's going to nut you, Phil. Don't touch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these aren't my favorite, but I like that they're aliens in Cosmerium.
I think
I'll never probably get multiples of these guys, but I'll pick up one always.
What was the articulation like? Because the first one, obviously, people were complaining that it was too stiff and that sort of thing.
No, I have had no problems with this wave. All the figures, played around with them.
I'm just thinking particularly of this one.
Articulation problems. Oh,
And I
So what's
haven't
that, man?
loosened that or anything like that.
yeah. Yeah, no, they worked perfectly out of the package. No heating up. I only heated up figures to pop and swap, which I'll do.
Standard.
I have a few at the end here.
And Jeremy said it on his show last night, and it'd already been said before, but these soft goods are exactly the soft goods that are going to come on the Gaspar figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work then, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's,
obviously that's a different scale, so
Yeah.
they might need to be slightly adjusted, but
he suggested it was going to be exactly the
Okay.
same as they
Okay.
are, yeah. So it's just because
I'll
it's a
try them
wider
on the-
body, they fit slightly
they fit a
differently.
bit more snug. Yeah.
Yeah,
I suppose we could try it ourselves on a 1.0 build.
that's true.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, when this one came out, because of the monk look of the clothes, I was going to get another one to make a monk using these clothes.
Yeah.
So I may or may not, because I wouldn't need more than one of them to do loads of different things with, but I do quite like the idea of using at least the upper torso and arms,
Yeah.
or bare arms in something else. I'm not sure what. As I say, I did think this body might lead us to getting the Wendigo at some point, but so I might have a go at doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it before they drop it in.
Yeah, before it's figure obscura.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Rich, are you fan of this?
I'm a bit hit and miss with the Greyborn, to be honest. It's I'm probably going to stick to just the one.
Yeah.
Although I might acquire a second head, because I think it'd be quite fun to use that head. Is it just the one head that comes with it? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, just the one, yeah.
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
quite fun.
Yeah, what
quite
you
fun
see
to try
there-
and find a way.
What you see there with the staff and all the soft goods, that's the whole figure. And
Yeah.
there's hands. There's more hands, isn't there? Yeah.
No, it'd be quite fun to try and find a way, and I've already got a couple of ideas in my head about fitting that head into Mythics.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's the figures. Then we got on to some pop and swaps that I did here. So the first thing I did, and apologies for the poses here, but the Monkey King I used the red cloth pieces from.
That looks like that works really well, actually.
Yeah, worked perfectly. Yeah, just a little bit darker red. Just give a slightly different look. Might work better even with the newer Monkey
The new one.
King coming.
Yeah.
But what do we think of that, Rich?
I really like that.
Yeah, so that's.
I'm
the
slightly
Monkey King,
bedazzled
red
by the
cloth.
dancing poses again, but the combination worked great.
Yeah.
Got no strings to hold me down. Hold me down.
And then, hold on. What do we do here? I got the Vorgus with the red pieces. Same pieces on Vorgus
yeah.
here.
Oh,
wow.
that looks
That
really,
matches
really
so
yeah.
well.
It's completely seamless. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's really nice. That's worth if you want a different look on your Vorgus. But it matches perfectly with the Legions Con Vorgus, or the most recent Vorgus that we got. And then I did a pop and swap. I put all the Zaxxius white pieces onto the block commander. And it works really
Is
good.
that what you've... Okay, yeah, it looks perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah. The only caveat here is there's a little bit of the Zaxxius kind of bug piece on the back of the torso that's not popper swappable. So that if you turn that figure around, you'd see a little bit of the kind of brown flesh from that block commander.
It's a little unfortunate they didn't make that pop and swap,
Yeah.
isn't it? I can understand why.
Yeah, of course, probably just not practical, but
Yeah.
but that works really well with the kind of green and blue and the pink. Really pops off. So that's that. And then the last one here, the box art is coming together really nicely for these. You've got the cross cell on the back, all the figures. I assume this is just going to keep getting bigger. We all have nostalgia for that with Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
In one way or another, and it just looks so cool. And if you're someone that's been in on the line from the start, you're going, look at all I have. And if you're someone that's just getting in, you're looking back and going, right, what do I need? Yeah. And you've got a spaceship. Is that the Outpost Zaxxius there?
I think that's what it's meant
in
to
the
be.
art,
Yes.
Yeah. A little kind of space station.
I think the box in general is, I'd just describe it as pretty. It's so pretty, the colours.
Really nice, yeah. Slightly lighter blues. And I show a difference there in the skin tones between the first two Greyborns. So that's the one we got here, Alter Salovius, and the original one, Iasipiton. So he's really grey, and the other guy is more blue. Yeah, you see the difference there. So probably not compatible to, with heads and stuff like that. If you want to go between them,
that gives a nice bit of variety for the race, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I like that.
Mal, you were saying to me that you probably prefer the blue.
Yeah, I think the paint tap on the blue skin tone is top notch. I think I prefer that one to the grey one. Yeah,
very good. And then I just took one of my custom heads that I recently painted onto the red pilot there. Everything works on that type of body. Yeah. So that's a head from Immortal Collections if you're looking at it there. So great figures. Really excited to get them. Really enjoyed opening them up. Now it's to kind of set them up the way I maybe finally want them and stick them on the Cosmics shelf. So that's going to be fun. Have you got plans already for that, Mal?
That'll be probably something I do this weekend. Will be move things about, shuffle them about, fit them on the shelf. Yeah.
Excellent. Right. So we have a little bonus here tonight for your audio listeners. We're going to drop our little reading of the 1000 Swigs story, Tale of the 1000 Swigs. We have recorded that, so that'll be in on the end of the episode. I just had a couple more things, boys, if you wanted to. I was watching Jeremy's show last night, and I was talking about these pieces, which is the fine cuts from the Necronominus wave when the guys were in China in the factory and looking at them. And what I thought was really funny was that Necronominus, a lot of his armor, I mean, I'm paraphrasing Jeremy here, but he's taken the mick out of Aetheron with his armor.
Yeah.
I love
He's got the kind of eagle pieces on his armor and there's feathers on his head as well. I didn't get the picture of that, but that a lot of the armor on Necronominus that you mightn't have paid attention to, because obviously you see the whole figure, it's all this bling, everything everywhere. But when you see just individual parts like this, you realize when Eric was designing it, he was maybe imagining that Necronominus was taunting Aetheron with, using eagles and stuff as part of his armor. So,
or maybe he's clad himself differently since he's been away. So he took some of the corpses of Aetheron's army with him in the temper after he got banished, and then was like, bling myself up with these. There we go.
There you go. So that's all I have, boys. Anything else? Oh, Rich, Savage Crucible. Tell us a little bit.
So Savage Crucible, yeah. So first, they are very much first impressions. I've only been able to open one a couple of minutes before the show started, but the box art is extreme. Sorry about the reflection. It's extremely cool. Even the packaging box, the outer box that it came with, was very cool as well. It opens up from the front like that, and then you have a cool bit of lore and bio there, and then you got a map of the Savage Crucible realm on the inside. So the packaging is absolutely first rate. I can't complain.
Yeah, they've definitely pushed the boat out there. Yeah,
they have. Behind the map, I think this was a surprise. I think people knew in advance. You have a little foil baggie that comes with a card of the figures, and it's almost like a trading card sort of thing. So there's some metallics, there's all sorts of different ones, And then on the back, it's got details of if you wanted to use it for like a battle game of some sort of thing. There's like
that's cool,
like attack moves and strength, and
that looks kind of bigger than a regular size card. Would you say?
it is definitely bigger. Yeah, it's much bigger than a regular size one. But very cool. But yeah, they didn't tell anyone in advance. They told people like, look behind the map. Look behind the map. And then the main event is the figure itself. So this is one of the conclusive Imperial Sentries. So it was only available through the Kickstarter and at conventions that they attend. This has got an amazing, hopefully you can see the paint scheme.
Yeah.
Eric Miller did it originally, so you got the sort of dark orangey red sort of thing with like the lighter color patches. Looks great. The armor is like a bluey silver metallic with like a purpley color over the top of it. It's beautiful armor. From what I've seen so far, it's definitely the best of the armor. The tail has got an armor piece covering the tail as well, so that's pretty cool. You wouldn't want your tail getting chopped off in battle. The tail itself is multi-articulated. I didn't realize that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was impressed.
So it's not a wire.
It's not a wire, no. There's lots of little ball joints in there to do whatever you want with. So that's awesome. He comes with 2 of these big old so-and-so swords and a couple of the swords on the side as well.
I like the translucent sword with the yellow and red.
Yeah. There's also loads of storage room for the swords too. So you got 2 ports on the back here, and then 1 on each side as well. So you can carry all 4 swords, even if he wasn't actually brandishing any of them. So that's pretty good as well, because often you get figures and they can't hold everything. So that's very impressive. First impressions are I absolutely love it. Really do love it. The head sculpt, I think, is going to have to grow on me. This particular head sculpt. Yeah. It's can't hold this the right way. It's that one, which is is okay, but there's better ones. The Como one is better, and I can't remember the other guy's name, Nil Veneer or Vilmanir or whatever it is.
Vilnir or something like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mal. Yes, Mal's my pronunciation guru. So that head is better, but I think this one will grow on me. In terms of articulation, there's loads of good articulation. I won't go into that too much now. The right knee is stiff as heck, because I'm going to put some heat on that before I try and move that. Otherwise, that is going to snap. But then that's the same as you go with Mythics. Or any action figure, you just put some heat on it. I can see why people are worried about the ankles and the foot, the toe thing in particular. Is pointless and it's just really loose. But I've managed to get him to stand up fine so far. It's not a great pose. It's very much like and I wouldn't be at all surprised to stand him up and then come back the following morning and find he's fallen on the floor. Gotcha. But they said they're looking at that. But yeah, overall, really, really genuinely impressed with this. I love it. And I think having looked at the pictures online, I wasn't convinced they would go with Mythics particularly well. But having opened it now and played with it a little bit, actually, I think they'll work really well with Mythics.
Cool. Awesome.
And obviously, I'll do a fuller review once I've played with a few more of them.
Yeah.
Definitely interested to see how the whole wave turned out for you. Right. Shall we hand it over to Swig?
Stay safe out there, everybody. You never know how many swigs are around the corner.
Cheers. Enjoy. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.